and this is a open Q&A call. And I'm really grateful to be back with you guys here today. There are some folks that had actually submitted questions in advance and asked that they be addressed during this 30-minute open Q&A call. So I'm going to address those first, and then anyone that's on the call right now, if you have a question that you would love for me to address, I'm happy to address them. Okay, so welcome Instagram, welcome YouTube Live, welcome Facebook Live. I'm running 3 platforms at one time. And I have the questions that have been submitted in advance. Hey, Martine, good to see you here. Welcome. Lorenzo's on from Facebook as well. Who do we have from Instagram? I'm seeing them go by on my screen. That's fabulous. Okay, there we go. Wonderful. All right, welcome, welcome, welcome. Always good to be with you guys. The first question that was asked today from the Ask Peggy Anything question is a fabulous question. And I think you're not only going to enjoy the question, but you'll definitely enjoy the answer too, because I really believe, hey, the plate of life. You've got savvy wisdom just now. Yay. Let me know how you think of it or what you think of it. And actually make a video for us if you love it. We're starting to collect videos from people that have bought Savvy Wisdom. And if you do not have a copy of Savvy Wisdom, absolutely, I recommend you get a copy. And we've got some special bonuses for you as well. So you can go to savvywisdom.com. And Celine, who's here with us, she's from the Dynamic Destinies team. She'll put the link for the special offer that we're doing for Savvy Wisdom on the screen, so you can order it. And Savvy is spelled S-A-V-Y, Savvy, not like the word. It's actually a name. It's a name of a person, and you can get your copy there. Okay, so here we go with the first question for today. Karen is asking. She says, when you have a financial goal, and she said hers is that she's happy and grateful that she has $1 million in the bank account, and practice visualizations, power life script, have visual of a check or bank account with this around the house as a reminder, feel in your imagination that it's there, etc. When you go and pay your bills and balance your account, the money's not there yet. How do you deny the senses and keep moving forward, imaging, feeling, believing, etc.? Okay, I really want everyone to hear the answer to this, okay? This is such an important question, and I just love that Karen is asking the question. How is the question, right? How do you deny the evidence of the senses? So think about this. If your goal, if you've established a goal, you've made a decision that you're going to manifest money in your life, and you set it as a goal. In other words, you've written out a very clear statement. I am so happy and so grateful now that, and then you write out what that financial goal is. You must feel and assume the feelings. And I say assume, it's a law of assumption. You must continue to feel as if you already have it in your life. The question Karen is asking is how? The answer is with your imagination. That's how. You deny the evidence of the senses with your imagination. You are always in control of what you think. You're always in control of what you feel. So if you get a bill in the mail, it does not cause you to feel anything. When you look at your bank account, it does not cause you to feel anything. You choose what you're going to think, and you choose what you're going to feel. And if you don't get that, write that down so that you understand it. It is so simplistic, yet often overlooked, where people don't really understand how important it is that you only focus on what you want, how in your imagination. So even if you're looking at your bank account, and even if it doesn't declare how much you love to have, or you're seeing your bills and it's not representative of what you would love to have in your life, you have to imagine with your imagination. You have to imagine that it's what you'd love it to be. All right. So it's with your imagination. Sounds like, Karen, you're doing the right things, but do not allow present conditions to throw you off. This is the reason why so many people stay stuck, is because they're allowing outside influences to control how they're thinking and how they're feeling. And that is not the creative state that you want to be in. You want to be only focused on seeing in your mind's eye and feeling in your heart that everything you desire is already here now, right now. So knowing that it's there, how would you feel? You'd feel what? Elated, grateful, wonderful, relieved, whatever it is. Those are the emotions, and only those emotions are the emotions that you want to be connecting with, okay? Now, I love that we started this Q&A call with that question, because to me, it's probably one of the best questions I've ever been asked. Thank you, Austin. I appreciate you saying that. Thank you. All right. Excellent. Okay, perfect. The next question is from Pooja. Pooja says, how do I maintain persistence in my study and practices? Then Pooja says, I am unable to do daily practices. No, you're not unable. You're choosing not to. Now, you're saying I am unable because that's what your belief is. Change your belief. Not only are you able to, but you are doing it. You see, this is something else I notice with a lot of people, is that they'll set their goals or they'll write their power life script and they'll say, I'm able to do these things. We're all able to do them, but are you doing them? You want to know and feel that you're already doing them. And these daily practices are what's essential to create better results. You see, you're a programmed being. You're habitual by nature. We all are habitual by nature. And the only reason why one person gets to experience success is because they've disciplined themselves to focus only on what they want through the daily practices and the habits that they're involved in. So for example, I just recently wrapped up a 2-day Masters Manifesting event with the wonderful Phil Goldfine. And both of us have been involved in these daily practices for many, many, many years. I started personal development 42 years ago. It was January 1979. Now, I'm not bragging. It took me a while to get to the point where I was disciplined. But when everything shifted was when I made it a daily practice to stick with my disciplines. So there's a couple things that you can do to ensure that you stay in the practices, in the disciplines. One is make a list of the things that you're committed to doing every single day. And two, get yourself an accountability partner, someone that you can partner up with, let them know what you're doing and that you would love for them to be accountable to you and for you. And in that way, you're able to ensure that you're staying in the practice. Also, in your Power Life script, and if you don't have one, get one. PowerLifeScript.com, get your Power Life script, and in your Power Life script, talk about how disciplined you are, that you're already involved in daily disciplines that are all positive and creative and only produce the results that you desire. Thank you for asking that question, Pooja. Okay, the next one is a question called, or pardon me, it's a question from Azita, and it says, how to create disciplines. Okay, how to create disciplines. Well, I would suggest get a mentor. I mean, a big part of what we do in skipping levels, and skipping levels you can check out as well. That's for those serious students who are tired of living their life the way they are and absolutely desire to take their results to a whole new level. And so I actually teach a class on that. It's an entire class just on disciplines. You see, I was interviewed recently, and the interviewer asked me this question. She said, if the version of Peggy today could go back to the young version and give her advice, knowing what you know now, what would you advise? And that was easy. I knew the answer immediately. I said I would advise her to be disciplined earlier, to get into the habit, the practices every single day. Now, not just any practice. You want to be implementing practices and disciplines that are only contributing to the outcomes that you desire. I'll give you an example. Power Life script. I just mentioned it. I listen to my Power Life script every day. I was listening to it earlier today. I listened to it multiple times every single day. And if you've ever heard me speak before, you know that it's the one thing that's made the biggest difference in my life. Why? Because it's taking ideas directed by me, sharing the incredible life that I'm blessed to live. And by listening to it over and over and over and over and over and over again, it goes firmly embedded into my subconscious mind. You see, your subconscious mind doesn't have the ability to accept or reject. Your conscious mind does, but your subconscious doesn't. And in your subconscious mind is where the real power is. Your subconscious mind is significantly more powerful than your conscious mind. So knowing that, what are you choosing to impress upon your subconscious mind? Most people aren't even aware that they're doing that they're building belief systems within their subconscious mind because they don't have the understanding. And it's so important to have the understanding. So Power Life Script is one of my greatest disciplines. I'm involved in that every day, but there are many other disciplines as well that will help and contribute to success. Things like being grateful and feeling the gratitude every single day and writing in your gratitude journal, or doing affirmations, or doing mirror work, or doing visualization, or writing in your journal your goal statement every single day, or reading your goals every day. All of those things are powerful exercises because they're positive and they keep you on the creative side, the side of building rather than destroying. All right, the next question that we have is a question from Mrs. Happy Healthy. So Mrs. Happy Healthy, congratulations on being happy and healthy. That's wonderful. The question is, I struggle with feeling as if it's already here. Okay, number one, stop saying that. All right, as long as you're declaring to the universe you're struggling, what will you experience? More struggle. And I know that's not what you want. As long as you're declaring it, you're connecting to the energy of it and you're going to reinforce it. So stop saying you're struggling and start to declare, I easily connect to my outcomes as if they're already here. Even if in the beginning, you're going to take a little while until you warm up to that idea. But just use your imagination. You, me, we all have the same capabilities. We have the same opportunities. And what you want to be doing is directing this, your brain, your conscious mind, to focus on what you desire. So in many of my programs, I'll ask people, I'll say, what is it that you would love? What would you love to manifest in your life? And quite often people that have their goals already established will say, okay, I'd love to manifest a dream home, or I'd love to manifest my ideal soulmate, or I'd love to manifest my successful business, or I'd love to manifest money, or whatever it is that they want to manifest. They know what they want to manifest, and that's great. And by the way, that's an important part in creation. So when you know what you want to manifest, the next thing that you want to do is imagine, now that it's here, what do I feel? As when we were doing the weekend event, I was reading from one of Neville Goddard's books. It's a book called Infinite Potential. And there's a section in here called Assumption Become Facts. Assumptions become facts. Now think about those words, assumptions. I talked earlier about the power of assumption. When you assume that something is already done, as Neville Goddard says, it becomes facts. But in here, in this chapter, he says to think about the objective, the goal that you have for yourself. So think about that right now. And then he says this, he says, construct an event which you believe you will encounter following the fulfillment of your desire, something which will have the action of self-predominant, an event which implies the fulfillment of your desire. So what is Neville Goddard saying? He's saying, just think about something, one thing. What would an event be? So when we had the question earlier from Karen, her goal is money, right? Well, just think, what would one event be? Maybe for Karen, it's going out and buying that new car and paying for it with cash, or maybe it's paying off some debts, or whatever it happens to be. It doesn't matter what it is. You see it in your mind by choosing what you're going to focus on. By making a decision, you're going to focus on only the things that you desire. All right. Thank you for asking, Mrs. Happy Healthy. Okay. Kate is asking the question, best ways to break paradigms and keeping us unmotivated? Well, I think you mean motivated, right? Okay, how do you break paradigms? Well, let's talk first of all of what paradigms are for the sake of everyone that's on the call. Paradigms are your belief systems, and your belief systems are firmly embedded in your subconscious mind. Your belief systems are determining what you believe, what you feel to be true. They also determine what you're thinking, what you're speaking, how you're feeling, your habits, your behaviors, and your results are reflective of your paradigms. So the question that Kate has asked is, what's the best way to change or break a paradigm? Well, you must replace it. You replace paradigms. How? Well, here's what I suggest. I'm going to give you a very, very powerful two-step process. And I'm going to actually throw in a third step as well. First thing is you decide what you would love, right? What would you love to experience in your life? Because if you're not having it now, it's because you don't have the paradigms there already to attract it into your life. You've got the ability to attract it into your life. So number one, you decide what you would love. Number two, you think about, what do I need to believe in order to have that? All right. By the way, Celine, as we're doing this, I'm thinking about on the 31st of December. So just 2 weeks ago, I did a 3-hour seminar. It was free, a 3-hour seminar on goal setting and goal achievement. And we're only on here for 30 minutes addressing questions, but I really recommend you all watch that. Now, Celine, can you let people know how they can watch that, where they can find it? I'm actually not 100% sure. She might have to go and figure that out while we're on the call here right now. But definitely watch that, because when you're at step two, which step two was to understand, what do I need to believe in order to have that in my life? And then number three is you've got to enforce that into your subconscious mind. And the way that you enforce it, actually, Celine, it's somewhere, there's a link, I'm sure somewhere where we posted it, where we can just send people to the page where we had it, like they can register and then they can get access to it. If you can find that link, that would be great. That'd be a heck of a lot easier than support@PeggyMcColl.com. Okay, so then you want to actually do a Power Life script to really build the beliefs, the paradigms of what you desire. That's a part of the process. That's the 3, where you're really living it and feeling it. So how you break patterns is through space-time repetition of a new idea. Okay, the next question that we have here is from Mila. What if you live with someone negative? How to defect that effectively? Great question. Now, remember this, and this is, Mila, thank you for asking, because you're very likely not alone in that experience. There's lots of negativity in the world, and it may be under your roof. There's certainly lots out in the world as well. So remember this, every one of us, we all have the opportunity to control what we're thinking about. No one is in charge of our mind. No one is in charge of our mind. Hold on one second. I just want to get this. Okay. All right. I know where that link is. I'm just going to find it. Stretch goals. That's what it was called. Stretch goals. Okay, there we go. Stretch goals replay is ready. There we are. Okay, I got a link right here. It doesn't look too big to me, but okay, here it is. I'm going to give it to you, Celine, and if you can please post it on the page, that would be wonderful. There. Okay. All right. So where were we? Oh my goodness, lost my train of thought. I know where I'll go. I'll go back to the question, and that's going to remind me. Yes, negative. Thank you. Okay. You're always in control of how you think, and you're in control of how you feel. So if you're living with someone negative, you can use it for good. I'll give you an example of that. Many years ago, I had this wonderful lady who used to clean our home. I loved her. She was a bubbly lady, always happy, always positive. And I was always impressed with her and her beautiful attitude that she had. And I remember one time I see. Okay. I remember one time she had told me that her husband was an extremely negative person, because I was commenting to her what a beautiful personality she had and how she's always positive. And I was just imagining, she was a mom as well with 3 children at home. I was imagining that her house must be such a positive and happy place to be. And she told me that her husband is really negative. And I asked her, I said, well, how do you deal with that? And she said, I just look at the way he is and I allow it to be an invitation for me of how not to be. So she uses it for good. She uses it as examples. She simply doesn't allow him, and she's a smart girl, she doesn't allow him to affect how she feels. So no one's going to cause you to feel anything. You're going to choose to feel something. You'll choose to feel an emotion. All right. Thank you. Okay, good. The next question is from Julie. Julie says, feeling so pivotal to manifesting. So how can I be more in touch with my emotions? Feeling is so pivotal. Okay, great. Thank you, Julie. Great question. Feeling is so pivotal to manifesting. So how can I be more in touch with my emotions? Great question, Julie. Thank you so much for asking. How you can be in touch with your emotion is just by choosing to be, by having a heightened sense of awareness, by paying attention, noticing, and it's not complicated, actually pretty easy. And I love that you're even asking that question. Sometimes it's a matter of being quiet. But I really believe how you get in touch with noticing your emotions is by making a decision you're going to notice your emotions. And it's interesting that you asked this question today, because I'm working on a class all on emotions. And that's frankly what your Destiny Switch is built on. I mean, this was my fourth book, New York Times bestseller. This one is translated into many different languages. It's called Your Destiny Switch. And the subtitle is Master Your Key Emotions and Attract the Life of Your Dreams. And it's based on our emotions, how our emotions are either attracting to us what we desire or repelling from us what we desire. So it's important to pay attention to your emotions. And the fact that you're asking says a lot about you as well. So just simply decide you're really going to be on top of your emotions. You're going to pay attention to your emotions. You're really going to notice your emotions. You're going to be checking in with your emotions and making decisions to switch them anytime you feel you need to. All right, great stuff. Our next question here is from Rachel. Rachel says, I have a big goal to get a certain amount of sales in my company to move to the next level. Should my focus on getting to each level or the top where I want to be? Great question, Rachel. And you know, I get that question asked all the time. Here's my answer. What would you love? What would you love? That's what you focus on. The same energy to manifest the next level will manifest a higher result. But a lot of people don't do that because we're all programmed a certain way that we just increase our results like this. But recently, a few months ago, I released a brand new program called Skipping Levels. Skipping Levels is designed for people that really do want to have that quantum leap, who are serious, because there's going to be an investment of time, energy, and money to have that happen. This doesn't happen by accident. You know, my husband and I were watching a recorded show that we recorded from Sunday evening, and it was on HBO, and it's a show about Tiger Woods. And Tiger Woods has accomplished extraordinary things in the game of golf and for the game of golf as well. You know, he beat records. I mean, he did things that had never been done before in the history of golf. But if you watch, this is like a documentary of his life. And if you watch a documentary on anyone's life, what you're going to discover is the same thing. Those that succeeded put in the work. They put in the time. They put in the energy. They put in the effort. They did things that unsuccessful people aren't willing to do. So if you really want to get to another level, if you'd really love to create some phenomenal results, then and skip levels, then check out skippinglevels.com for sure. That would be my first recommendation, and understand that it's definitely going to take some really wonderful focus and attention and effort to get there. All right, study time is the person that's asking this question. Hi, Peggy. Bob Proctor talks about controlling the flow. You can simplify what he means by that, please. Also, I listen to my Power Life script 90 times every morning and 90 every night. Is that enough, or should I listen more? Great question. Okay, I'm going to answer the last question first, and then I'll go back to the first question. So as far as listening to your Power Life script, however many times you do, it isn't about doingness. All of this manifestation process, whatever it is that you desire to experience in your life, is not about what you're doing, all right? It's a matter of how are you feeling? How are you feeling? So if you listen to your Power Life script 2 times, 5 times, 10 times, and yet you were finding that you stayed in alignment, knowing that it's already here in your life, awesome. If you were doing that plus some other things and you found that that kept you in alignment with the goods that you desire, perfect. It's all good. It's perfectly good. All right. So what matters most is how are you feeling? Meaning, are you or are you not in alignment with the goods that you desire? Now, what Bob's talking about is controlling the flow. You see, this wonderful thing, our mind, is what we have control over. Nobody has control over our mind. I was thinking about a quote that I heard through Bob Proctor, actually, and it goes like this. People are anxious to improve their results, but unwilling to improve themselves. They therefore remain bound. They're anxious to improve their results, unwilling to improve themselves. They therefore remain bound. You see, you've got to work on you. You got to work on this marvelous mind that you have, this marvelous heart that you have, because there's so much good waiting for you in the world. There's so much that you can do, so many things that you can manifest. You truly can have it. So what you'll find is that when you really get into the momentum of success, when you jumped onto that steam train that's going where you want to go, you've got to stay there by being centered and focused on your desires, as if they're already here in my life. You control the flow. You're controlling what you're thinking. You're controlling what you're saying. You're controlling how you're feeling. You're controlling what you're doing. So controlling the flow is really about you controlling you. Thank you for asking. Okay, our next question. I'm not sure what this name is, an odd name, so I'm not even going to mention it, but hello, Peggy, just found your channel. How would you explain God from consciousness perspective? Thank you if you have time. Okay, I love that question. And you know what? I don't think I've ever been asked that question before, so thank you for asking. Okay, so here's my response to that. God from consciousness. I believe that when you are one with God, and it's interesting that you're asking this question right now, because I was studying this morning and reading from this book called This Thing Called You by Ernest Holmes. This Thing Called You by Ernest Holmes. Let me read something to you. All right. Here's what Ernest Holmes said. He said, to realize that God is ever present, ever available, is to know that all the wisdom, intelligence, and power of the universe is right where you are. It's a consciousness thing. It's right where you are. Your word is power when you know this. This is why everything in your life depends upon your belief. That's your paradigms, right? Everything in your life depends upon your belief. Why it is done unto you as you believe. Change your belief and you can change your world. Change your belief and you can change your world. Sounds pretty darn simple, doesn't it? It is, but not easy. Why is it not easy? It's not easy because you have beliefs already. They're there. And most people's beliefs are not supportive of what they want. And then to change them takes a considerable amount of effort, energy, focus, and time. And most people aren't willing to invest that. But if you are, you can create amazing things. Okay, our next question is from Callow. I want to have money, but don't have any now. What practical steps should I take? Okay, well, great question. Stop saying that you don't have money. Start declaring that you do. So what I would do is I would recommend you get the Power Life Script program, because not only does it guide you in how to effectively create a Power Life Script, but it also gives you guidance on how to set those goals too. All right, so get a Power Life Script, go through the program, the steps that I walk you through, get clear on how much money you would love as well. Declare it as a goal, but you write it as if it's here in your life now. And you've got to feel prosperous. You've got to feel it now as if it's in your life right away. So Power Life Script would be a great place. If you're not in any of my other programs, absolutely recommend that. Everyone should have a Power Life Script. Thank you, Celine. Celine is here multitasking she's like a little Energizer bunny running from platform to platform and putting in links for you. And she's also putting questions in here for me. This girl is amazing. So I want to thank you, Celine, for how you show up and how you serve everyone and consistently running around doing all these great things. Okay, we have a couple more questions here. Actually, let me see how many more we have. 1, 2, 3, 4. Holy Toledo. Okay, we were going to be on for 30 minutes. It's already been 28, but let's keep going. This quote is from Bettina, or question, pardon me, is from Bettina. And she's saying, hi, Peggy, I'm a coach since 9 years, and I'd like to skip to business coaching. How can that happen without having bad clients in the past and lack of testimonials? Have issues with not being authentic? Well, be authentic. Just be authentic. Like, don't try and say you're something you're not. You could just say, I'm going to coach. Like, coaching is coaching. Like, if you're already accustomed to being a coach for individuals and now you're going to go into business, it's the same thing. It's people wanting to do things inside their business. So I don't really see them as different. And I believe you can still use testimonials from your past clients as well. So maybe this is an opportunity for you to change your perception of this and look at it and understand there's a lot of commonalities there. See what those commonalities are. Know that you're going to bring great value to these businesses that are going to be blessed to have you as their coach. All right. Cassandra, how can I get the outcome a little faster? Oh, I love this question too, Cassandra. Thank you for asking. I'm writing every day my gratitude list, affirmations, goals, listen when I'm sleeping to my recordings. I'm really giving my best to be patient. Okay. Well, you must be patient. There's a quote, and actually, do you have a copy of Savvy Wisdom? I suggest you get a quote or get a copy of this book. There's a quote in here that Savvy is a person, by the way, that Savvy recommends to Sophie. Sophie is the character that my life is based on. And he says this, he says, wait as the one who understands. You see, when you understand the nature and the power that's within you, and you understand the laws of the universe, which you become in harmony with, or you create a harmony with, you will know how to manifest. I teach this all the time. Skipping levels may be something you want to take a look at as well. When you know how it works, and you are absolutely, definitely, positively into the spirit of knowing that your desire is already here, it's on its way. It's absolutely on its way. Not a maybe, it is definitely on its way. So that's why you wait as the one who understands. What that means is you know how this works, and you're going to relax in the knowing that providing you are in that energetic vibration, that energetic state of knowing that what you desire is already here, you're feeling that, you will absolutely attract it in your life. All right. Such great questions today, aren't they, Celine? Oh my goodness, I'm so excited about these questions. Oh, Amelia has a wonderful question as well. How can I improve my intuition? Beautiful. Intuition is, to me, it's like God, the universe speaking to you. It's wisdom as well. Now, how you listen to your intuition is sending you messages all the time. Pay attention to it. You could even ask for answers, but you get quiet and then you receive the answers. Dr. Joseph Murphy, who wrote The Power of the Subconscious Mind, said the following. He said, it is the quiet mind who gets things done. So you quiet your mind to tap in, to get the answers that you're looking for, and your intuition will deliver them right on time, every time. All right, our next question is from Helle, maybe? I think it's so difficult to find out what I want to work with. I don't want to stay in my current job. What to do? Sorry, I'm from Denmark. Sorry for misspellings. Actually, it's perfect. I love the way you wrote that. Thank you. Okay, so if you say, by the way, all of my answers are given with love. All right, you guys know that. But if you say it's difficult, it will be difficult. So number one, stop saying it's difficult. All right. Now, here's what you do. You imagine that every day you're waking up doing work that you absolutely love, that you get out of bed with enthusiasm going, yay, I'm going to work today. But maybe, as you said, you're not doing what you love now, but you're imagining that. What will happen is when you're in the state of imagining that you're already doing work that you love, or you have a business that you love, that's when the ideas will come to you. You'll get those ideas. And just keep saying, I'm so happy and grateful that I know exactly what I'd love to do, and I'm doing it now. And when you declare that and feel it, the important part is don't think, oh, this is frustrating, I can't figure this out. That's just negative. That will keep it away from you. All right. It'll keep it away from you. You want to imagine that it's here now. All right, we're just going to do 2 more questions. We've gone beyond the 30-minute point here, but I want to make sure I address these 2 questions that are left here, Denise and Mel. So Denise's question is, this may be a silly question, but Peggy says, you do not have to know how to achieve your goals. That's true. Thank you, Denise. I have a large monthly goal, but I do not know the how. What should I be working on every day to take steps towards the how? If I don't know how. Perfect. You must be working on, you and anyone else that wants to achieve a goal, you must be working on, there's something in here I wanted to see if I could find quickly, how it feels now that you have accomplished that goal. That's what's most important. That's what's most important. Now, there's something fascinating in this book, and I'm looking for something that Neville Goddard had written, but I remember what it is. So I'm gonna share it with you right now. He was asked at one of his workshops, one of his lectures, which were transcribed in one of his books, the how part, because the truth is you do not have to know how you're going to manifest any goal that you set in your life. But here's what happens. When you imagine using your mental faculty called your imagination, when you're really imagining with your mind and you're emotionalizing the experience, knowing that what you desire is here now, and you're relaxed in the knowing that it's already done, ideas are going to come to you. Bam, bam, bam. They're going to come to you. And this is your intuition's going to guide you too. And so it's like with skipping levels. You know, when you make a decision, you're going to skip levels. And I found this even myself with teaching skipping levels. I experienced an experience of skipping levels again, which I've done many times in my life because I was teaching it and I was working with people and I was using examples and I was practicing it myself, and boom, another, idea came to me and I moved into action, and then like everything requisite. You've heard this before, I suspect, but really think about these words, okay? When you're in alignment with your goal as if it's here now, everything requisite for the fulfillment of that goal will be drawn to you. It will be drawn to you. Absolutely. Why? Because when you get in harmony with the laws of the universe, they're always on. It's not like the laws get shut off at 8 o'clock at night and turned back on the next morning. Always working, always working. You want to be in harmony with that. So remember, you don't have to know how, but you must stay in the vibrational alignment, the feeling states of knowing that it's here now. Beautiful question. All awesome questions today, guys. Okay, I see we have another question here. Perfect, Celine. I'm happy to answer that one too. Okay, she snuck in Elvira's question. So Mel's next. So Mel says, hi, Peggy. Wallace D. Wattles said, you do not get rich not by doing certain things. You get rich by doing things in a certain way. What did he mean by that? Okay. Really what we've been talking about here in the last 35 minutes is really what Wallace D. Wattles was talking about. Certain things in a certain way. You see, every one of us, everyone that's on this call here, everyone that's not on this call today, you all have the same ability to manifest. Every one of us. We all do. Absolutely true. But some are using it effectively and some are not. And not that there's something wrong with those people. It's not. It's just they don't know how. They don't have the awareness of understanding how you manifest. That's what I'm talking about with the manifestation process. They're not familiar with how do you absolutely manifest in your life. So what you must do is and this is really what I teach, in every one of my programs, et cetera. You must decide what you would love. You must determine what you need to believe in order to have that in your life, and what would you feel. And you've got to go straight to building those belief systems, but living from the end. That's what Neville Goddard says. He says, you got to live from the end. But he also says this, the reason why people do not accomplish their goals is because they don't believe it to be natural for them. Now, initially, when you think about your goals and what you'd love to accomplish, especially if it is something that you consider to be a stretch goal, then you're going to feel disharmony with that. Why? Because you haven't been in that state before. You haven't been feeling those feelings before. So you have to condition yourself to get to the point where you feel it and know it to be true. That takes time. Now, could it be done like that? Yes. But most people, they got to, warm up to it. Why? Because the paradigms are going to try and hold you back. They will definitely try and hold you back. Now, paradigms are your belief systems, but they're there. They're within all of us. And we all have very good paradigms, and we have some strong paradigms and creative paradigms. And we have the other ones, not so good, destructive paradigms. So we got to notice when they're there and replace them. To me, this is like a lifetime of work, but it's fun. It's not work. I don't think of that word as a 4-letter word or a bad word. It's fun. It's a lot of fun when you really get in harmony with recognizing what your power is, because you all have the power to manifest much better results than you're currently experiencing in your life. Well, thank you, Amelia. I really appreciate you for saying that. Thank you. Oh, wait, where'd Elvira's question go? Okay, I see Vladdy's question is here. Could I please ask what is a content of gratitude journal you gave to Phil? Also, does a goal card only state one goal, financial, or is it a sum or it containing mentoring? Million thanks. Okay. I think I understand the question, Vladdy. You probably typed that fast. Is that right? Okay, got it. Okay, thank you. Oh, Celine just put back Elvira's question. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, so I'm going to answer both of these questions. So Vladdy, the journal that I gave to Phil is a journal that we got at a seminar years ago. So no, not even any need to even mention it because it's simply not available. I happen to have an old copy, but it's a journal that he liked to use because he would write in his goal statement multiple times every day. But I do the same, but I just use a plain black journal to write in. The goal, this is a great question Vladdy is asking. Does the goal card only state one goal, for example, financial, or is it a sum of others? Well, it's the idea behind one goal card, and one goal on your goal card is for focus, right? Focus attention. The answer to your question, Celine, is no. So it's for focused attention. That's the idea behind a goal card. However, and I know I mentioned this in the Masters Manifesting event, which you were a part of on the weekend, you could have your goal statement say, I'm so happy and grateful. You could do something like this. I'm so happy and grateful being a happily married woman who is easily earning, whatever, doing work that I deeply love. Now there we merge. Now that could be a woman. Now, not in your case, Vladdy, because you're already married with a couple of kids, but this could be a goal card that, that somebody uses that maybe wants to attract their soulmate as well. Okay, so there they blend it in. Or you could say, I'm so happy and grateful to be completely healthy while I'm earning right? And so there's a blending of a couple goals. Or it could be something like, I'm so happy and grateful to be a phenomenal mom who is investing lots of quality time with her family and earning right? So there you're blending a couple of goals. And for you, Vladdy, I know how much your family means to you and your beautiful children, Joshua and Elizabeth. So you could do something like that. Does that help? Okay, great. All right. The next question is, how can I improve my attitudes towards patients, life, worries, etc.? Elvira, that's a beautiful question. I love that you're asking that as well. Choose to be patient. You see, what I would do with something like that is I would ensure that that becomes a part of your Power Life script. So include it in your Power Life script. Talk about how patient you are, how that you come from a place of knowing. And, oh, I love what Casey wrote on the Facebook. She said, best book ever. I think she's talking about Savvy Wisdom. Is that what you're talking about, Casey? I just happened to glance up and see her message there. Everybody needs this book. Everybody should have a book, and not just for you, for your whole family. I got a book. Oh, yay, Martine. That's awesome. I got an email this morning from one of my wonderful friends and a client, a graduate from Skipping Levels. And he shared with me on the weekend that his 14-year-old daughter had taken the book and had read it in one sitting. And she created a video for me as well, which was so sweet and so beautiful. Okay, back to your question, Elvira. So choose to be patient. Just declare that you're a patient person, you're a calm person. Don't give any energy to anything unlike that. So Elvira, get a copy of Savvy Wisdom as well, because I know that book definitely will make a big difference in your life. All right. Thanks, Rasha. Is Rasha here? All right. I'm just noticing. So Celine had asked me the question, KJC products question. No, I didn't see that question there. I'll stay on a little bit longer if you want to find that one. Oh, thank you, Rasha. Rasha says, I love you from the bottom of my heart. You're so sweet. Hey, Rasha, are you joining our Skipping Levels? I think you're perfect for that program. And you're very welcome. Those of you that are writing thank yous, I really appreciate it. Very kind of you, for sure. We're going to be back again. We will be doing another live event on Facebook and on YouTube and also on Instagram, where we'll do, oh, here we go. We just got the question. Okay, perfect. This question came in from KJC Products. I'm almost finished my nutrition course. What is the first thing I need to do to focus on starting my business? I'm giving out many free family and friends advice without monetary means. Okay. All right. Okay. So what you might want to do, KJC Products, is I'm almost finished my nutrition course. We have a program that we've actually we're no longer offering, but it's still available. And I'm going to ask Celine to reach out to you. Can you give us your email address? Or better yet, can you email support@peggymccall.com? And I'm going to ask Celine to send you a recommendation as well. Yuki says, I ordered the book and went to an old address. Oh, thanks, Yadi. I appreciate the kind words. You're very welcome, Rosie. Good to see you, Rosie. I haven't seen you for a little while. All right, everyone, we're going to call it a wrap for today. I really appreciate you being here. Love serving you. I look forward to seeing you again in another event that we'll be doing in the very near future. All right, everyone, have a wonderful day. Bye-bye for now. Thank you, Celine. I really appreciate you.